This is the Zhiyun Cinepeer CF100. This incredibly powerful portable light can output at up to 100 watts, but that's just the basic part of its features because there are quite a lot. In fact, let's quickly break out the old mobile and go through some of those features for you. So, as we said, 100 watts of output, 324 lamp beads that power the light itself, 6 2600 mAh batteries, 6 different lighting effects, and the weight just 945 grams. In fact, this is fully battery operated. And then you're probably thinking, how do I charge it? Well, via USB-C, which should be available pretty much anywhere to anyone, and it's the most common universally used charging port function as well. At the bottom here, through that thread, you can actually mount this to a tripod. So to give you an effective demonstration, as you can see by the lights blurring out of this light here, is we're going to actually attach this to a tripod to give you an idea of how it can work as not only a key light, but a fill light as well. So at the moment, we normally use 2 sets of lights. We've got one here, which is a softbox light. We now didn't use the second one to give you a demonstration of what this looks like, filling in the gap here. So let's talk about that. So here you are with the CF100 from Zhiyun setup and facing towards me with those barn doors open. So essentially this will let out and dictate how much you want the light to go narrow or wide, entirely up to you. Now, 100 watts of output, but to be fair, that light is super bright and super powerful. In fact, we've used the CF100 on a previous video. So the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL review video we did recently, in a bit of a larger environment we normally tend to film, was powered by the softbox light just behind this camera, and to the right of this camera is that Zhiyun CF100 light, which outputs really well. In fact, I'm just going to preface this straight away and tell you that we're going to replace our second softbox with this light for 2 reasons. One, in terms of power output and color, it's not too different from what we normally use, but also on the second point of view, it's super portable. There's no attachment to wires, and because it's battery operated, it allows us to move and dictate how and where we want to add depth and more light. And talking about light, functions, let's talk about those. So you get a full display and dial to allow you to dictate and manage what modes and functions you want to use. And as you can see, there's quite a lot, 6, I believe. And in that, you get various ways that you can sort of stylize your photography, your content, if you wanted to kind of make it a bit more different than what you're used to, which is great. And one of the main purposes of the CF100. In fact, if you look at this normal shot of what would be considered a normal shot of this Samsung S23 Ultra, which is one of the phones that we use every day, adding depth through an RGB light, that sort of light that we set up here, with the CF100, it makes it look so much more atmospheric and a lot more going on than just a normal product shot. In fact, I took a photo of myself in this video and showed you what that full RGB matrix can look like against a plain background and the depth you can add. I am looking pretty serious in the shot, but I've got to say I absolutely love what it does and the look and effect you get, not only facially, but also in the shadows and against the back wall. The CF100 has tons and tons of features. It's incredibly portable. Now, speaking about portability, let's quickly touch on the unboxing experience. We showed you at the start of this video, but let's quickly go through it again. So you get the light itself, and then you get a case to carry it with. You then get the diffuser cover as well, and the cable and the manual. So it's a pretty simple setup, but really in reality, that's all you really need to operate the CF100 and get it set up. It also does have the screw at the bottom, like we mentioned, to attach to a tripod, which will allow you then to kind of make it and move it around, but you don't have to use that if you don't want to. Generally though, the CF100 in terms of build quality, let's touch on that as well, is actually very well built. Yes, it's predominantly plastic, but the weight at 945 grams makes it more portable. So if this was made up primarily out of, say, aluminium, etc., it may be a bit lighter, but probably the chances are you won't be able to get the diversity of specification, and you couldn't have the cooling as well, which is another component. It doesn't get very warm at all, to be honest. You could run this for hours and it won't get warm at all, so you can pack it away and store it safely without having to let it cool down, which is another plus point. Overall though, our impressions of the Zhiyun Cinepeer CF100 are incredibly positive. It's a great light, super portable, has tons of features, and for anyone looking for a way to manage their lighting setup and not be too disruptive in how you set it up, etc., that light could be the solution to any of those problems. I know for us, it solves a massive issue and allows us personally to create a more dynamic environment with the Zhiyun Cinepeer CF100. Thank you so much for watching. Till the next one, as always, we out.